Hello to all. My name is Dr. Suranjan Sarkar, Department of Sanskrit, Assistant Professor of Rammohan College, Kolkata, Noy, West Bengal. My topic: Girnar rock inscription of Rudradaman. One of the most important elements for reconstruction of Indian history are inscription. They mirrorize the social, political, and cultural setting of our ancient India. The inscription mainly record the administration system, revenue system, eulogy of kings, etc. They even possess high literary value. Inscriptions serve as a great help to those scholars who are into poetics and ancient literature of India. The Junagadh rock inscription of Rudradaman is considered to be one of the most important inscriptions with the highest literary value. The inscription is engraved in the west side of Girnar hill, which is about a mile distance from Junagadh city. The language and the script of the inscription are Sanskrit and South Brahmi script of 2nd AD respectively. It is probably the largest and earliest inscription written in Sanskrit. It contains 20 lines, of which 16 lines are partly legible, but existence lines are completely secure and legible. The inscription conveys the idea of reconstruction of Sudarshana Lake after its destruction due to heavy storm and rain in 72 Shako year, i.e. that is 150 AD, when Mahakhatrapa Rudradamana was resigned the Sautashatra region. A destructive storm hit the town and the age-old dam over the Sudarshana Lake, which was the lifeline of the city, when then was ruined, but the king, with the help of Subisako, one of his officers, repaired the damage of the dam, except the reconstruction of the dam. The inscription also describes the genealogy of Rudradamana, the brave and kind activities of the king beautifully. Here lies the importance of the inscription to a research of Sanskrit literature, as it demands a sharp review of its language, style of presentation, etc. in the light of Sanskrit poetics. According to Max Muller, the eminent Indologist, Indian literature, Girnar could not give birth to any literary wonder due to financial hardship, foreign invasion, etc. between the post-Vedic era and Gupta era. At that time, there was hardly any literature can be found out. He wanted to prove that from 3rd BC to 4th AD there was an infertile age for Indian literature, but with the invention of this inscription, Indian literary heritage gets the specimens proving its uninterrupted flow of creative writing. The inscription is one of the finest specimens of literacy talent in pre-Gupta age. It is impossible to believe that such talent was developed overnight. There must be an age-old long heritage of creative writing which influenced the poet of the inscription to write such as classic prosody in the hard surface of rock. So the inscription is very important to understand the journey of the Indian literature as well as Indian poetics. In the inscription, Rudradaman is mentioned a Goddo, Poddo, Kabbo, Vidhano, Pravya, that is master of writing literature in prose as well as poetry forms, but the names of kabbos written by him cannot be mentioned here, or the literature written by him cannot be traced out from other sources also. It is also noteworthy that 2nd AD, when most of the inscriptions were being written in Prakrit, only this inscription was written in Sanskrit, as Rudradaman had his root to Shako culture, it will be not wrong to assume that Rudradaman wanted to Indianize himself by issuing inscription in Sanskrit. As the inscription written in prose style, it is very useful for researcher of reconstructing the history of prose literature in second AD. The riti used in the inscription Vaidarbhi as the frequent use of long compounds are seen there. It possesses all the characteristics of the Vaidarbhi riti, which was laid down in the Kabbadasya written by Dondi, the famous theory of Kabba and mentioned in Bharatanatyam Shastra. The use of Ojogun is notable. Long compounds are the characteristic of Ojogun in the inscription. The description of the storm, royal character, reconstruction of the dam, etc. are really the fine specimen of Ojogun. Use of simple familiar words bears the feature of Prasad Guna. Also actually at that early age, Raso, that is sentiments, or Dhoni, that is suggestiveness, were not recognized as essential characteristic of good Kabba. The use of Alankara is also restricted to some extent. The balanced use of sense figure like Upama, Utprekha gives the Prasasti an unquestionable dignity. After a sharp review of the Prasasti of 2nd AD, it can admitted undoubtedly that it is a landmark of the development of Sanskrit poetics and rhetorics. The Shaka ruler Rudradaman, like Samudragupta or Harabardhana of later periods, developed himself much to the cultivation of court poetry. It can also be assumed without any hesitation that the inscription might have also influenced the later prose writers in their journey.